Welcome back to the Stephan Show. My name is Graham and welcome to my show. And before we get into the episode, I want to show you guys something. This is really exciting. Look at this. I got 3 unopened packs of Pokemon cards. We got a base set right here, and then we got a first edition Jungle and a first edition Fossil pack, unopened. So I'm probably going to be opening these up on the podcast channel, the Iced Coffee Hour. Link down below in the description if you want to see these being unpacked. Because it's not a box. You can't unbox this. You could unpack it. So anyway, with that said, let's get into this video. This one I've been really looking forward to because I've been obsessed with Slipknot since I was a kid. I kid you not. I don't know if you guys know, but like I'm really into that type of music. A lot of people just wouldn't guess. But in all seriousness, like I started playing the drums when I was, 12 years old. And Slipknot was one of those bands that I just listened to Joey Jordison play his drums. I'd be like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is goals. And now we got Slipknot's singer here, Corey Taylor, on the worst money he's ever blown. Wait for it, Men's Wealth. Wait for it again. Men's Health. So with that said, let's make sure to destroy the like button. Let's also make sure to get our free stocks down below in the description for anyone who deposits $100 on Webull. They will give you 3 free stocks worth at minimum $8 and all the way up to $1,600. So with that said, let's watch the video and see his worst money ever spent. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm.
What do I wish I had spent more money on? I mean, there are a few haircuts in the past.
He's got such an intense voice. So that's the thing with Corey Taylor. He's got this like neck that is just this deep, rumbly voice. He sounds, no, okay. He has a really good singing voice for like Slipknot or like screaming. I guess you could say it's more so screaming. He has a really good screaming voice.
Hey everyone, my name is Corey Taylor and I'm going to tell you about some of the worst money I've ever spent and some of the best money I've ever spent.
Oh man, we gotta have him on the channel. Oh my God, if Corey Taylor, if I could ever meet him in person, I would flip. I mean, here's the thing, it's like when you have people like this that you grew up with as a child, I mean, these are the people who I would look to and like worship. I'd be like, oh, I can't even put that into words, what that would ever be like to be able to meet Corey Taylor or potentially have him on the channel. If we could make that happen, I would lose it. I would lose my mind. It's probably not gonna happen, so I'm gonna put that aside. We'll continue with the video.
The worst money, this is right after I got my first big check. Now, having grown up poor, when you get money for the first time, nobody walks you through what to do with it, so you just kind of explode.
Yeah, see, that's the problem when some of these people come into mega money, is that no one tells them what to do with it. So they're left with hundreds of thousands or potentially millions of dollars in the bank, no guidance whatsoever, no history of really much financial education, so of course you're gonna go and do some dumb things along the way, and then usually over time, you'll get better at it, or worst case scenario, you do a Mike Tyson. That was not good. You should not spend that much money.
Well, I walked into a Best Buy and I spent $10,000 on DVDs and a DVD player. And I do mean $10,000. They couldn't give me a real receipt. They had to print me out pages. I had 4 carts going at once.
Why would you do that? You can't even possibly watch all of those. I know back then, like DVDs were the thing. You go and get a DVD. Like back then, Blu-ray was like the new, like high, cool tech thing. But gosh, back then even they were maybe like 20 bucks per DVD. DVD player might be like a few $100s. He's basically just going and buying the entire store at that point. You may as well just have the truck, instead of delivering it to Best Buy, the truck would just go and deliver all the inventory to his house for $10,000. Gosh.
The absolute worst money I ever spent, I had a friend of mine who was a tattoo artist who hit me up to invest in a tattoo shop. There weren't a lot of tattoo shops in Iowa, so I was like, yeah, it's great. However, he decided to put it in the middle of nowhere, in a town in the middle of nowhere, where nobody could get to it.
How do people decide that's a good idea? How does this friend go and be like, hey, listen, I got this amazing idea. We're gonna put a business where nobody's around it. Just think of it. We're not gonna have any competition because there's nobody within a 50-mile radius. We don't have to worry about anyone opening up across the street because it's a farm. Perfect. I don't get how even Corey would give this guy money without knowing where the shop is going to be located or without having some input on this. That's the thing. Especially a tattoo parlor, you gotta put it in like a very highly populated city next to a bar. Because you know, those people are gonna get out from the bar at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then they're gonna make some dumb decisions right next door and be like, hey, let's get a tattoo. That's the best place to put a tattoo shop, is right next to a bar.
I wiped myself with about $35,000.
Could have been a lot worse though. For 35 grand, I've heard some of these stories of these guys investing millions of dollars into these failed concepts. So in the bigger picture, when it comes to this, like 35 grand, drop in the bucket. Especially when that's like only 3 times what he spent on DVDs. It's not that bad.
And then a relative of mine convinced me to invest in pet stores. It supplied fish for pet stores around the area.
Ooh, I would love that. Now, for those who didn't know, I used to work at a marine aquarium wholesaler that imported and exported exotic fish and coral. I love this. It's a really difficult business. I'll be completely honest with you. There's not a lot of profit margin in livestock like this, especially when you consider just the overhead to keep these fish alive and healthy is sky high. It's not an easy business. It's not a very profitable business. So already, it's too much work.
And that was a lot. Needless to say, drugs got involved. And not only did the entire operation get seized, almost all the animals died, and then tax time came.
Oh, that sucks. I feel bad for the animals. That's too bad. I have a heart for fish, though. I love fish. I love sushi too, so it's kind of a weird combination. Love fish. If anything, they're probably my favorite pet in the entire world is like a good saltwater aquarium, and then sushi on the other hand. It's delicious.
And I didn't even know that you were supposed to set stuff aside for taxes. I found a really great accountant, money manager. He walked me through the steps that it would take to kind of get back to where we needed to be. Basically, it was a very, very, very expensive lesson.
I'm curious how much you would owe in taxes, and I'm curious how much they were making back in the day. Because I know record labels would take a big portion of that, and then they're responsible for paying some of the overhead cost, and their concerts, even though their concerts would sell out nonstop, they're expensive. Like some of these productions that they hold is like mind-blowing stuff. I've actually been to a Slipknot concert before. How's that? How's that? So I don't know how much he was netting in his pocket after taxes. Are we talking like hundreds of thousands of dollars? Millions of dollars? There's a big difference between that. And I'm curious how much money he would owe in tax.
And everyone has a great way for you to triple your money. They will not give you any charts, graphs, no numbers, no percentages, but they will take your money. It's hardcore, dude.
That's why you always got to go to a fee-based financial advisor. Now, what that just means is that you pay them a flat fee and they will help you invest your money. That way, they're not getting a cut of whatever they guide you to, because a lot of these financial advisors get paid a commission. And so they naturally will try to guide you towards the investments that make them the most money, even though it might not make you the most money. So you want them to have a fiduciary duty towards you, and the best way to do that is with a fee-based financial advisor. Or you could skip all of that and just put it 80% into a total stock market index fund with Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, any one of those. And then with the 20%, you could play with a bond index fund or international stocks, or just go and pick individual stocks. But 80% or higher, just a total stock market index fund with one of the big corporations, and that's it. Easy, easy, easy stuff, and I just saved you like $500. That's how much it would probably cost to consult with a financial advisor, and just a good index fund, that's all you need.
The best money I ever spent, I'm a geek. I have a thing for movies, comic books, things like that. I don't get into expensive cars. I have a Spider-Man pinball machine. Like, I have fun stuff. Like, I don't need a jet. You know, I don't need any of that crap. You know, there's nothing wrong with the occasional movie here and there, you know, or the occasional signed Boba Fett helmet by George Lucas, which sometimes you just have to have that.
How much is that? I want to know how much that is. That's got to be 50 grand, 40 grand. Boba Fett signed? 50 grand, 60 grand minimum. A lot of his fun stuff, I would say, probably cost under 100 grand total, like pinball machines, stuff like that, occasional movie. That's not going to be that much money, but let's see, let's continue.
Now that's the fun side of it. The other side is real estate.
Ooh, wow. Did not expect him to say real estate. Man, if I could meet Corey Taylor. Whew, that would be, you know what? We could open a pack of Pokemon cards together. That would be fun.
I've been able to, over the years, buy and resell at a good profit many houses that I've lived in. Here in Vegas.
He's in Las Vegas too! Corey, in the 1 in a million chance you see this video, you want to meet up, you want to do a video together talking about personal finance, investing, all that good stuff, let me know. That would be incredible. We're both going to be in Las Vegas. We can make this happen.
I have slowly but surely upgraded every house that I've lived in to get to the house that I live in right now. It's the first house that I've ever built. I've put every dent in this thing. Just because of the neighborhood that I'm in, I've already walked into equity. You know, if you move into the right neighborhoods and someone sells a house for one price and it's more than what you paid for your house, you'll walk into money and you didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's the thing too with my place that I bought in Las Vegas. I'm walking into it with almost $100,000 worth of equity. It's like $90,000 worth of equity immediately upon closing. That's like free money. I'm getting paid 90 grand just to go and buy this property, just to close on it, make $90,000, just like that. It's incredible. Now, that's not to say the market won't go down at some point. I'm sure it will. But to be able to buy a property for $90,000 less than the person is paying right next door to you, that's fantastic.
My money mantra is probably the same mantra that I use when I gamble. Don't risk what you don't want to lose.
I like that. That's decent. My only thing is when it comes to investing, you shouldn't necessarily look at it like I'm only investing what I'm willing to lose. Because you're not going to lose money if you invest correctly. Like investing in a total stock market index fund. The chance of you losing all your money, I would say, is pretty much impossible. The entire world's economy would have to collapse into nothing. We'd have to devolve back into a civilization where we just value food and ammo. That's never going to happen. So I would say your chance of losing money is pretty much non-existent if you just hold your investment for 20 years. It's pretty much like you're pretty much guaranteed throughout our entire history to make money doing that. So you can invest what you're willing to lose as long as you invest smartly. That's it.
The only thing I can say is that if you are a band who is lucky enough to capture the imagination of the people on the street, you can make money at it. Playing from the heart will never be old school. Being good will never not be lucrative. Well, that was it. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, my advice for musicians is just post YouTube videos about it. I've seen some incredible musicians here on YouTube, and they get their start by doing like interesting covers of bands and like their own takes on songs. They make it kind of clicky. People watch them, and then they really like the person, so they'll go and watch their music too, and you could give lessons online. There's so many opportunities online, I think, for musicians right now. All right, I think I got to do a little bit of Before I Forget by Slipknot. So let's go over there before I do my outro. I'll play the drums for you guys. Here we go. So I hope you enjoyed that, and overall, just it's amazing to hear Corey Taylor talk about like money and personal finance. I agree with him on a lot of stuff. It seems like he's really smart with his money. He doesn't need to spend a lot of it on like jets and cars and all that fancy lifestyle. He's flipping real estate. That's incredible. And in the 1 in a million chance, Corey Taylor, you're watching this video, or somebody's watching this who knows Corey, who's like, yeah, Corey would come on your channel and talk personal finance with you. I'm in Las Vegas. So we could make that happen, and gosh, I would lose my mind. I would honestly lose my mind. Corey, I would get you to sign everything. I just give you a Sharpie. It's like, sign that. Sign this. How about sign the Pokemon cards? You have nothing to do with Pokemon. Just sign it anyway. That's probably what I would do. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to destroy the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Also, feel free to add me on Instagram. I post there pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there, as in the podcast, The Iced Coffee Hour. New episodes being posted every single Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And lastly, if you guys want 3 free stocks, use the link down below in the description, and Webull is going to be giving you 3 free stocks when you deposit $100 in the platform, with 2 of those stocks worth at minimum $8 and all the way up to $1,600. So if you want those stocks, use that link down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.